Alright, so it's been a while, but I'm back after a bit of relaxation from the holidays and me just spending a bit of time on gaming. I'm back with another one. This is a 737, if you couldn't tell from the tail. And if you don't know what airline it is, it's blatantly said Thai, and there's even a Thai flag for you to distinguish it, so yeah. Anyway, this is gonna be a review of a 737-400 built by Panda in the livery of Thai Airways. Okay, so starting off with a side note, there is the typo error within this one. So it says HD on the registration, which is actually wrong. Why? Thailand's country code on the registration list is not Hotel Delta, it's Hotel Sierra. It's even said here, Hotel Sierra. Hotel Sierra. This one in particular is a 737-400 registration Hotel Sierra Tango Delta Hotel HS-TDH, delivered in the December of 1997, configured for 12 business class and 137 economy class, was used on regional feeder routes between Thailand in the inter-Southeast Asian region from Thailand. It's configured with CFM56 engines, obviously. And the aircraft's name was called Lokburi, which I really don't know what it was. It was withdrawn from use in 31st July 2014 as Thai Airways wanted to replace them with the A3. Yeah, replace them with Thai Smile and its A320s. Yes, Thai Smile, the low-cost subsidiary of Thai Airways, which is used to service its domestic routes instead of Thai Airways, because now Thai Airways has transitioned to a full service to a full wide-body carrier. This aircraft ended up becoming 5 November Mike Alpha Alpha for Medview Airlines in Nigeria. Yes, 5 November is Nigeria. And it was delivered in February of 2015 to Medview Airlines, but was withdrawn and stored at Tallinn Airport in Estonia, I think, in June 2018. Now, there's no more we know about it. That's all it has. So that's the list. Anyway, this is built by Panda Models, inconspicuously, as there are no markings or anything that says the manufacturer's name, which is what Panda is most famous for. It doesn't produce manufacturer's names unless it's a model produced in-house. So this is most likely a request by someone and they got it done. You know, a shop requested and they got it done. And just nice, they also released it for everyone. So yeah. So this is gonna be using the best 737-400 mold I know. So let's get into it. So simple knife out, plastic knife, do not censor me for this. Alright, so we've got a more simplified box than everyone else on the planet. You don't see like huge bumps and lumps here and there. It's all very simplified. The boxes aren't too crumpled, and you know, the shape itself, the basic, isn't as crumply as it looks like compared to the Phoenix or Phoenix or the Gemini models or any other model. Actually, they don't look as crumpy. They look a lot more simplified and neat. And then we have plastic on the top, so we're gonna flip it on the bottom and take it out. And huzzah, we've got it out. Now, alright, so I've brought in my apron, so it's gonna be here, 737. It's just gonna be like any other variant. Now, we're gonna start off with the front. So we're gonna start off with the front, where we have the signature black jacked, the black front nose, which is placed on aircraft ranging from the 737-300 all the way up to the 737-800, even in 747s. This is sort of with the old liveries, or older generation aircraft, they place this because aircraft at the time were all metal and not composite, so they were very easy to get hot. So what this did was to so what the black part did is, because if you learn science, black is a good absorber and emitter of heat. It will absorb the heat and then emit it very fast, you know, so it will be able to I would say
absorb like the heat that is shining onto the cockpit, and then it's gonna emit it well at the same time, you know. Because if you put white on there, and then you have it's a metallic aircraft and you put white on it, the sun comes onto it, it's gonna be very hot, because it's gonna reflect into the cockpit itself, which is gonna be very hot and bright. So the black actually helped in absorbing the heat and some of the light heat to reduce the amount of heat going into the cockpit, making it a more easier place to work in, you know. Obviously, there are now different ways you can do this. People put band-aid masks like the A350, 330 Neo, or they just don't. You know, they just put a heat coating that actually helps to absorb and emit it as well. The same thing was done on noses in the past, where you see all those retro liveries, all the nose is always black. It's also because, you know, to absorb the heat and emit it faster, so that the radar is a lot more accurate, you know. Because if the white, right, it can actually reflect. And sometimes some of these radar, right, if it encounters white, then you're gonna reflect it. So the black also helps in a way. Yeah. But obviously now with composite materials and everything, you can apply coatings or whatnot to, you know, make it the same effect. You know, it's just a rudimentary method. So you've got the cockpit, you've got your standard Boeing cockpit with 5 windows on each side. You've got the Star Alliance logo and the name Lockbury there. It's just my best Thai accent I can do. Then you've got the door here, and then the Thai logo. The nose looks perfectly modeled. You've got a nice front gear, I think. It's a TDH. You've got, I think, perfect modeling, I would say. It's very detailed at the bottoms as well. So one thing I like about Pandas, that they're always detailed to the core. You know, even you can see the pitted tubes, AOA sensors, all that. They're all colored the Thai purple, which was actually true in real life. You know, so that's another interesting fact. Moving down here, we've got our wing. I'm gonna show one side. Now the 300s definitely don't have winglets. Nor did they have. I mean, they had modifications, but those were later on in the life. I think before Thai retired them. So you've got your standard emergency slide, overwing emergency slide via the 2 emergency exits over the wing. You've got your standard CFM56. Obviously this one is not see-through because what can I say? It's such a small plane. How are you gonna fit a see-through into there? So yeah, you get the basic idea of that. And then you've got your basic clean wing, standard design, taken off the 200 extent, you know, with your nav lights in the red side, and then the top one as well with all that detail, and the engines. The engine itself has remarkable detail, I will say, inside and outside. So yeah, move on to the rear, where we feature the what I will call royal silk livery of the Thai Airways, where it basically just shows this whole livery just sweep back like a silk, and then featured in white, purple, green, gold, and pink, which is like very royal colors, I would say. It's a sense of royalty. You know, the colors represent a sense of royalty. You know, with a tail at the back featuring the Thai logo, and also the Thai flag. The elevators are also covered in the same purple. You obviously have the registration, Hotel Sierra Tango Delta Hotel. By the way, the wings are actually good. If I don't repeat myself, then the tail looks perfectly modeled. Always quite the larger type of tail because of the rudder incidents in the olden days when the 200s and the early 300s were introduced. And then you have a skid bumper, very accurately detailed, like all Pandas do, with the APU slot here and the APU exhaust here. Moving down, we have the cargo doors, the antenna, and what I like about Panda Models the most, a empty wheel well. Yeah, it's not every day where you get to see an empty wheel well in the 737. Phoenix always likes to cover them up with resin. I've made my statement many times, so I'm not gonna say it anymore. Another issue I think was probably is where is the stand to display. Even if I have a display stand where there's display, there's no hole for me to put it, right? But the rear matter turbines are also nicely placed here. Yeah, so it's good. So in total you have 2 antennas at the bottom. Some lights, landing lights are always here, taxi lights at the front. And if we move to the top, there are about only two antenna. So yeah, I mean it's a small model if you compare it to my palm, and I'll just say that my palm is a regular size palm, so it's well, bigger than my regular size palm, I would say. If I just zoom out, this is the size of my palm, so it's about the fuselage is about an index finger long. So yeah. Is it worth the money? Well, I mean I paid about 50 to 60 US to get it, so I don't know. For me, I find it's worth it because it's Thai, and the Thai liveries are just so beautiful, especially the gold. And I know Panda always get their gold colors, right? And because it's so detailed, I mean it's Panda quality. You know, you pay what you get. You know, NG also and 737s also cost about the same, so it doesn't really make much of a difference to me. Overall, 8 out of 10. It's a good model, just slightly overpricing. It's a 400, but it's a good opportunity to use a mold that most people will never touch at all. Yeah, I wouldn't touch nowadays. So. And then I thought that's it. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. Never gonna make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell a lie and hurt you.
Treasure, that is what you are. Honey, you're my golden star. You know you can make my wish come true if you let me treasure you. If you let me treasure you. Oh.
And the walls kept tumbling down in the city that we love. Great clouds roll over the hills, bringing darkness from above. But if you close your eyes, does it almost feel like nothing changed at all?